establishment.
Trying to
When
go
they
away.
try to say that we were selling alcohol, this is the video, This right behind time for you to see. You can't see, right?
That's
This
it.
is a video. The show always, the bar. Onto the bar, and you can see no one is drinking anything, they're just eating and partying, that's what this video is showing. And as you look outside, you'll see the cops, they came because we was about to shut down, we told them to come on, because we about to shut down.
And when was this?
This was, the July the 3rd to the 4th, I think that's what it was. And, I mean, if you wanna see other videos of, that, we can show other videos to show that we was not serving any alcohol or allowing anyone to consume any alcohol. And if they was sneaking and we didn't see, but I walked through all the time and didn't see anything. So, so that goes back to, you know, that I never sold any alcohol after hours. Just sold, my husband sold food, and we just had people in there listening to music and eating. And like I was stating, that if it was a problem with the neighborhood, I wish they would've just came to me, cause I would've stopped it right then and there, you know. I don't have a closing statement like he did. But I was just saying,
Take your time. I understand you're not an attorney, and you're not delivering a polished closing statement, but just tell us what you believe
I mean, I just,
regarding the evidence.
I just believe that, incidents in these reports, I hope that I did to my best of my ability to, tell my side of what actually happened, because of course the complaint, thing was written one-sided, never got my side of anything. And I just want to, I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but I mean, I just want to be able to, if you feel like I'm responsible for any of this stuff, I just ask for a chance to, give me a chance to correct anything that y'all feel like I was wrong in doing. I feel like I should have that opportunity, that chance. It shouldn't be, you know, like I said, that I thought in the inside, I was supposed to take care of the inside. And I really wasn't worried about the outside, because I didn't know that I'm responsible for the outside too. But now that I know that, I would like to have a chance to correct situations, you know, to make the neighborhood, the neighbors feel safer, you know, whatever the neighbors, anytime they have any type of problems, come and speak with me, let's work it out, let's, you know, because I'm just trying to make a living.
Amen.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it's incidents, you know, that they feel like that I'm responsible for because I was open and,
It's not fair.
but it was a problem with my husband still at 4 o'clock in the morning. That being my establishment, I'm already willing, which we had a discussion anyway, that I wanna close even before 2 o'clock, cause I'm just really tired of staying late anyway. But I just wanna make it right. Everybody should be able to get a second chance of trying to correct the situation. And I just feel like y'all should give me a chance, or temporary or whatever, to see how I handle things, opposed to just taking my license without, you know, me showing you, you know, I can make it, the neighbors that would work with me feel safer in the neighborhood. Because I'm not for violence, I'm not for anything. You know, I have no criminal history, nothing. I just live my life, entrepreneur, and just try to make a living, survive for my family, my kids, take care of my sick mother. I mean, I do so much.
Lord Jesus.
Let me ask you a question. Now that you know the neighbors' concerns about what happens after the business closes, what would you do about it on the outside?
On the outside,
What responsibility do you believe you have for the outside?
Okay. I had already, I put a fence divider to stop cars from actually going out that way, so they have to go out that way. We had, I went back over there to speak with the Chinese people and asked them, they said, okay, if they park over in their lot, so they don't have to park up and down the street. But in reality, I don't want to, I'm not saying that it was wrong to do the hip hop thing, but what the hip hop brings, I apologize, but what hip hop brings, I'm willing to stop that. You know, you know, it is, I'm trying to make a living, and I'd rather just do what I was doing before the hip hop, karaoke, you know, jazz bands, reggae bands, you know, and yes, of course, people bring a different type of clientele, you know. But and hiring someone specifically for the lot to sit up here and direct them that way, opposed to allowing them to go back out that way, because they have no reason, since we put the fence up to stop the traffic from going that way. But I just wanted a chance. I want the neighbors to, you know, get to know me. I'm not a hard person to deal with, you know, and let me show that, you know, I'll be more in tune of what's happening outside as well in the inside.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Shank, you have anything further?
Just reiterate that the chance was given, the summary suspension was served on June 1st. That's a great opportunity to show improvement. And June 2nd, we had an incident having to repost the signs, and then June 3rd, there's another shooting that police have to respond to, an alcohol service inside.
Ooh.
Okay.
Can I rebut on that or no?
Go ahead.
The reason why the liquor sign was taken down, we're not from Colorado. So, I reached out to, state excise. The lady had spoke to me, and she stated that, they never heard of anything like that they normally, Lakewood will call and report an incident, we go and investigate, which, after all that, they did investigate, and I forget to bring that up, but, and then I called the Lakewood, liquor enforcer. They said the same thing, they didn't have any knowledge of our license being suspended. So, at that point, my husband took their information and felt like, you know, well, how they suspended like that, everybody say they never heard anything like that, and he took it down. And then the next day I spoke with, I don't know if it was Shannon or no, but Shannon was the paralegal, and she had stated to me that, she looked it up, and Lakewood can't suspend your liquor license without any notice if they feel, any threat. So that's why the sign was taken down, because, yes, my husband took it down because we didn't understand that we was listening to the excise in the, state and the liquor board enforcers. And after the liquor license got suspended, which it was anonymous call, the state actually did come in. They didn't come in once, they came in twice. They came in before we got suspended and they came after we got suspended. And in both findings, they said that there was no findings of selling alcohol to any minors, or then when they came back the next time, they said that there was no alcohol sold to minors once again, and we was not selling any liquor because our liquor license was suspended. At that time, the state closed the case and said there wasn't any finding. So they came in there twice, and I just felt like Lakewood should have came in there like they did and caught us in it. We was doing it, catch us in the act. But for them to not to even investigate, to sit up here, okay, like the state do, let me go in there and see if they're gonna sell to a minor. Let me go see if they selling after hours. They did not do that, you know, and I wish they would've did it because they would've found out that I did not sell, I don't sell to minors, and I never sold after hours. But they did not do that.
Right.
And we probably wouldn't be here today if they did do that. Well, with the incidents outside, I'm pretty sure it was, but we wouldn't have the issue of me selling to minors or after hours if Lakewood would've took the chance, the time to come in there. And note that I told when cops come, I told them anytime they wanna come inside my establishment, they can come inside my establishment. Come in there like anytime they come in there, I let them in there, come on in. I never try to hide anything, you know. And so the door was actually open for them to come at any time, you know.
I just need 60 seconds.
That should do it.
I just need 60 seconds. I'm done.
I'm sorry?
I just need 60 seconds. My closing. I'm done. 60 seconds.
We just heard the closing. Go ahead.
This
Keep it
is
short.
yeah. This is my wife's birthday, and the first place.
Maybe they don't.
No. I mean, this is my wife's birthday, and we had all her family members, plane tickets and fly in here while she was having a birthday party. This is what Lakewood Police was doing outside our door while she was in her having a birthday party.
But you didn't know, they wasn't for us, baby, it was the people upstairs.
The thing is what, let me, like everybody else, no, let me finish, everybody's gonna finish, let me finish.
What has this got to do with
It's
this
got
case?
everything to do with it because the officers was there to investigate something else that had nothing to do with her party. And they was outside of her door with AKs, about 6 of them with AKs, when I walked around the corner. No, shut up. Her family members started coming out the building, and the police ran over there and was like, hey, what, y'all having a party, what's going on? We don't have nothing to do with the party upstairs, which was the motorcycle club. They done, I got plenty of videos where they done all kind of shooting, you know, and they never investigated the shootings, but they tried to blame it on us like it was our party. And when we moved from that place to this place, now they think, one of the officers said the other day, oh, you done came up since you was down the street and you was having a party. I never had parties down the street. But we got blamed for it. And so the officer automatically had an overtone against me without even really meeting us or coming in and saying, hey, well, I got plenty of Lakewood officers that personally come by pool parties. Where's the good stuff at? It's all bad.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. I appreciate your comments, final comments. Mr. Shank, procedural question, where are we at? I'm not prepared to issue a decision at this point. I'm even gonna try. So where are we at, one, in terms of the license?
The license is still under summary suspension, because of, licensees' requests for continuance. Each time they requested a continuance of this hearing, they agreed to a continuance of the summary suspension. So the liquor license is still suspended right now and has been since June 1st.
Okay, so what we need is a date when I can issue a decision, and then, if it's an adverse decision in the licensee, we can hear, aggravation to mitigation at that point, determine the sanction.
Yes, Your Honor.
What sort of dates do we have, Shannon?
Let me take a look here. Are you talking about available liquor authority hearings?
I'm sorry?
Are you talking about available liquor authority hearings?
Yeah.
We don't have,
Like, to not go too far into the future, I just have to arrive at a decision.
the next, liquor authority hearing would be September 14th. Or there's the 28th, or we could call it another special, hearing on the 21st.
Ms. Howard, do you have a preference in terms of any of those dates? The 14th,
The sooner the better.
21st,
14th would be fine.
what is today?
Today is the 29th of August. The 14th would be 2 weeks and 2 days.
We have a show cause schedule, don't we?
We do.
We do.
Do-
Oh, we do. Mhm.
That would be a problem, Ms. Howard. How about the 21st? Or,
Would it be asking to, stay on my liquor license to the 21st? Then y'all can see how I do.
the city's position?
I would object to that at this point. I think that the authority needs to issue a ruling based on the facts here.
Do they have the authority to continue the suspension?
I haven't researched that, Mr. Miller, but I think that if you made a finding that some of the violations were sustained, you'd be on solid footing.
She needs to pay her bills.
What happens with a liquor license until they make a fine?
Well, I
Mr.
mean, if
Miller,
there's-
will you speak into your microphone?
Go ahead.
I'm unaware of what we do there. I don't believe any of the rules or regulations are on point.
All right. I think that's the first question is, and it's a novel one for me. I should know the answer to it, but I don't. If it were a summary suspension, and it is a summary suspension, and a determination was made at a public hearing that the violation occurred, then I guess we would hear aggravation and mitigation at that hearing
Yes,
and make a determination as status of the license.
yes.
Well, I'm not prepared to make that determination at the conclusion of this hearing. So the question is, what happens with the license? Perhaps you could get me some guidance on that,
What? Oh,
in a
goodness.
relatively short period of time.
Mm-mm-mm.
Now, what's relatively short?
6 o'clock?
That is relatively short. Yeah, give me some time.
What is today? That's today's a Thursday?
Tuesday.
Today's a Tuesday, that's right.
Do you want it can we do it by tomorrow?
Mm-mm. No,
Of course.
Is that, okay, I thought you were saying 6
No.
p.m. today.
Well,
he was.
I was being jocular.
I appreciate that.
We all need
Perhaps
a
not
little humor
considering
at this
that.
time of day.
I might not be picking up on it right now.
All right. How about, Friday?
Certainly.
Do you understand what we're doing, Ms. Howard?
No.
I believe the license ought to remain suspended until a decision is entered. But frankly, I'm not clear on what the legal issue is there. Can we continue the suspension until such time as the decision is made? When a decision is made, we'll hear, if the decision is adverse to you, we will hear evidence in aggravation and mitigation and a proposed sanction. If it's not adverse to you, it's over with, and your license will be reinstated.
Okay,
I don't know why it's so difficult, but I'm not thinking clearly.
I'm not either.
So what do we got?
Excuse me. I thought the, law was, I had 14 days. And if he don't come up with a decision on that 14th day, I can spend it anymore.
Yes, but you had 14 days with three, and then requested 3 continuances, and your attorney stipulated to continuing the suspension. So that original 14 days went away. So we're here now on what would be the final day of the, well, I don't know whether it would be or not, of the suspension. It seems to me, having heard all this evidence, just ignoring it and allowing the premises to reopen doesn't seem appropriate, but I don't have any legal authority on that. I've asked
Tomorrow, I'll
the
be
city
on.
attorney to provide me some guidance,
But you know,
and we will let you know what.
well, you know we're still open.
I'm sorry?
You know we're still open.
Certainly you are.
And
You
we
serve
just,
food
and the thing is, the liquor doesn't stop because the liquor store makes the money and we don't make no money. That's the only difference that it is. So you allow me to
Well, the liquor
serve.
does stop. Anybody comes into your
Oh,
premises.
yes, it does, but I'm just saying
It's
this,
a violation.
I'm just saying if someone wants to drink that is going to the liquor store,
Well,
you know.
I'm not about to reinstate prohibition. I mean, if people wanna drink, they can drink, just not in your premises.
Oh, wow.
For the time being, anyway. I don't know what the liquor store's got to do with this.
No, I was just sitting up here saying that, you know, only thing is that I'm not making no money, I need to make some
I
money.
understand, but that's part of the problem when you, get hit with a complaint and an amended complaint listing a number of violations, and some of which certainly made a case for, public health, safety, and welfare being at stake here with the shootings and so forth. So, I can't, eliminate all of the pain. We'll try and accelerate it, minimize it.
Mr. Miller, I think we could probably make, September 14th work for the final date. I'm working on, resolving that issue, short of hearing, and I'm fairly confident that we will.
Well, fine, and that would be a good date. I have to have a decision ready by then, and we'd hear aggravation and mitigation. That doesn't address the issue of what we do with the license between now and then.
And I will research that in earnest tomorrow. I'm searching now, I don't have an answer, I have to check through the case law. It may just be an issue that is novel, and we're just gonna have to make a decision.
Can't believe it's novel. All right, Ms. Howard, I am gonna go along with that and suggest that you not sell liquor, at least until we get a resolution as to when you can commence the sale of liquor without having decided this case yet. You're under suspension at this point. You were under suspension since June 2nd. There's nothing that happened here today that would, so the question is what happens to the suspension pending a decision on the complaints? And I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow.
I have a colleague doing a case law search. I'm searching the statutes, I'm searching the regs right now. I'm not finding anything at this point.
Just give it to her. Just give it to her. Give her grace.
Well, then you can give me some sort of guidance and a recommendation, I guess.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll have that to you.
And we'll get it to Ms. Howard. If the resolution is she can reopen pending the hearing.
Yeah.
And I guess we need to set the hearing for September 14th.
Correct.
All right, so we'll continue this matter until September 14th for a decision. And any final resolution in terms of aggregation, mitigation, sanctions if they're appropriate. Anything further?
I hope not.
Is the stay of liquor depending
under suspension now. Nothing happened here today, which would
No,
lead
no.
me to say,
No, I'm just asking,
Go for it.
cause you keep asking him, is it based off what he says? Or?
well, he'll give me a recommendation, and I'll decide.
Okay,
And you're certainly free, if you have any resources, to address that issue as well. What is the status of your license now at the conclusion of this hearing?
okay,
And Mrs. Howard, whatever information I find or don't find, I'll send to Shannon to send to the hearing officer, and I'll provide it to you as well. 'Cause I'm not sure what I'm gonna find.
Just give it to her.
It just seems, it just seems inappropriate to say, go, business as usual, just open the doors till we decide this thing. Maybe it's not, I don't know, maybe it's a needless concern.
Give her a
All
shot.
right.
Give her a shot.
It's 5:12 on the 29th day of August, and this session of the Lakewood Liquor and Fermented Malt Beverage Licensing Authority shall be adjourned.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Miller, for your patience today.
Long day. Thank you, Ms. Howard.